We're gonna be testing the lights now. So I've removed the top part and the top part's up there. It just simply pulls out and the tub's right here. There's gonna be like 8 bolts for the tub. There's one right there that goes to the wiper fluid. There's a bolt here, there's a bolt here. In front of the light housing area and latch area, there's gonna be, if you pull that up, there's 2 bolts here, and all you really have to do is just pull that straight up. And then if you lift up this cargo mat that I have, there's 2 more bolts under here. So if you do that and you slowly pull it up on each side, because there are these little clips that slide off really easily and you don't want to lose them, you're going to want to slowly pull up and pull out. See, this one doesn't have a clip, but it still might be in the vehicle. They're a little bit weird, but now we're going to test the lights. We found a ground screw right there. We tapped into that. We tapped into the battery post after I removed my auto frunk for now. That'll get plugged back in later. Just wired it out, ghost controller connected to that, and we checked the lights. So again, we wired the 2 different sets of lights together. You can see how bright they are. It is daylight right now. It's like 9 in the morning. These work. These are good. And these are all good. Now we start the install. To tuck the wires, you're going to need to remove the wheel well. And to remove the wheel well, you gotta remove the tires. To remove the tires, you need to jack the car up. So the first thing that you're gonna need to do is get a lift or get some jacks and jack stands. And you're gonna need to put the car in the air, at least one side at a time.
Oh, that's not even that heavy compared to my Model Y.
After you jack up the car, you're going to want to remove the wheel. Then once you're inside of the wheel, you gotta take out this whole wheel well, all this black stuff right here, so you can hide the wiring behind it. Here are all the little pins, and there's one 10mm bolt that you're gonna have to remove. Now, you just need to remove the wheel well. So we've taken out all of the clips. You have mud flaps, you're gonna have to remove those. There's a bolt underneath here, and you're just gonna feel it out. It's 10mm bolt. You're just gonna wanna take that out as well. And this whole thing is basically just gonna fall off like this. So you're just gonna wanna pull it out. We'll just put it right here for now. There was some adhesive kind of glued to it on the inside, but nothing too much to be worried about. We're removing these back wheel wells now, and it's kind of similar to the first one, where the actual wheel well tucks in behind the frame right here, where the metal is creased over. So as we go up here, we're just gonna run the finger along the inside, like that, and get it to pop out like that. You're gonna want to do that for both, and then once you do that, you can come around here, kind of just pull it down. We'll start from the bottom of this back one actually. See how it creases in here? You're gonna want to pull that towards the car to get it out. And boom. Now it's all out. Now you kind of just gonna want to pull it down, except there's one more bolt right here that we're just gonna unscrew. Oh, did I miss one? We need to now drill a hole in this plastic to run the wire through. Same thing on this side. So to measure this, we have one of these kits. We're using a 1/4 to 3/4. Tested it on some cardboard first, but you can see that it fits through perfectly. It needs to fit through this, so when we go and plug our wiring through here, we can have it go along the wheel well to hide it. Our next step is, once we remove that, we're gonna go under the undercarriage and clean it with alcohol. So you're gonna want like 91% isopropyl alcohol. You have your paper towels, and we'll just go under the entire undercarriage and make sure it's spiffy clean. That way the adhesive on the back of the strips are able to stick to it very well. With all the wheel wells removed, the next thing that we're going to do is use this from our practice to drill a hole in here. We have to make a hole to pass the wiring in here. We're gonna make another hole back there to pass more wiring in there. We have a hole where we can pass the wiring through, like this. And then we're gonna fish it up and have it go along the entire wheel well, so Tesla can't say anything if they need to service your car. So that's the only thing you're gonna wanna be careful with, those tubes. I would like to start drilling from the top, but if you look, there's not much room to put a drill through.
But there was room on the back side for the Model 3.
Right, but not the front. because
This is a rear-wheel drive for your reference.
So yeah, you can't go in from the top because you're going to be hitting the pipes. So you just have to be really careful and measure it and go in from the bottom. Probably only need like 5/8 to be honest with you. So you don't need to use the whole air condition. So the wire is just going to come in like this. And like I said, from the front and the back, you're just going to tuck it up all the way. It's going to go like that. So that's how we would get the Underglow installed. Now we just got to prep the surface and do it. Okay, so we just finished installing the Underglow. What you're going to want to do is first put the wire through and then out here and then through and out there. I'll show you in a second. But basically you have like blue tape. So to use something like this strip, and you put a bunch of these along here. So you have like little checkpoints, and the red tape that's along it, you start from the front and you're going to want to slowly peel back, push up, and rub your hand over it for like 10-20 seconds just to make sure the adhesive's all good, and you're going to continue each one. Now make sure you clear the pucks under here and also these clips. So you see these clips right here, you should still have enough space to put your fingernail, or if not a fingernail because mine can't fit anymore, you can put like a screwdriver here and pop this clip open still. So you can see back here, the wire comes out of here, goes through the hole, and then up and out here.
You didn't think adhesive was the only thing that was going to hold this Underglow, did you? No. We're going to have some clips that we're going to have small screws we're going to drill into the plastic, and this is just to hold it to make sure that it's super sturdy in there. So it's not just adhesive holding it, it's actually being held up with clips. So it should be really strong, really durable against weather and time.
It's true. 10, 11, 12. So where did this panel come from? It came from underneath the car. It's only for Model 3. I don't think they have these on the Y, but if you unscrew this panel, you get access to this right here. And this is right where you need to be to drill your hole. So we use the same drill bit, and you might think that this is a little bit long, you're gonna hit the base of the sub trunk. That's true unless you pull this down as you drill it. So pull this down as you drill through, that way you can pull this through and you can have this go to your ground. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we fish the ground wire all the way through. From there it's going to sit inside of here, and there is that little post right there. Yep, you can see the wire going into it, that's grounded. Now what we're doing is cleaning inside the wheel well to prepare this longer wire right here to connect with this wire from the middle, so they're all wired up. And the way you do that is you connect them along the inside of the wheel well, and you secure it with like duct tape, or if there's any zip tie points, but probably won't be, so duct tape it is. In the back wheel well, we've secured with duct tape all the way around. We threw a zip tie on it, and it's just gonna sit right here. That's fine. The ground wire is fine, doing its thing back there. And looking at this, we added a clip right here to the very edge because it's kind of like the weak point, and then the very edge there. This should be pretty good. All lights seem to be working good. We're putting back in the wheel well now. We still need to put a bracket on here. Back on the front wheel well, we use this other tape, and we have the wire going along across here, except I didn't leave any slack down here this time. I was a good boy, and I put all the slack up here, zip tied it together, so that's all hidden. Now we have this wire that we're fishing through for the bottom one, except we're going to push it to the other side because this metal bar right here or right here are both good places to mount your ghost controller. So we drilled our hole in here. We have our brackets. Of course, the LED is on. We're testing it. This wire, we're going to fish through this hole, and that, see the red wire? It's gonna go up through here behind this module, and it's going to connect with these wires. Currently, one of them is plugged in, testing the lights right now. So we'll just say like this wire right here, we'll drop it down here, and we'll zip tie it up. We should be good to go from there and start the other side. Both tires back on the car. Wheel wells in. Now we can move to the other side, but we gotta lower the car down first. But we need to torque the wheels to 129 foot-pounds, and that's for Model 3. You wanna hand tighten all those nuts before you get the wheel on the ground, and then you want to use the actual tightener to get her done.
Shit, dang.
Like nothing.
Bro, like butter.
So you could do it now. We're on the other side now. We finished up over there. I already put this back in here. I haven't wired anything yet. Just kind of already made these holes. Well, my friends over there are working on the wheel wells. This little drill right here that I punched in right here. Now we're just gonna take this and we're going to put it through just like that. Might be a little bit tight, but it's okay. And we're going to pull this through. Now, just like the other side, we're going to take this and it's going to go all the way along the wheel well right here. We are going to kind of fold it up and tuck it up here somewhere. Or we might bring the extra wire from this side, do it this way, and then zip tie it to this. This looks like a good point to zip tie. So now you can see that this is dangling. We're just gonna have to line it up with some of that blue tape over there. We'll line it up and then we'll use some alcohol to clean it and then remove this tape, use some brackets and put it in. We have this wire grounded. It's pretty well zip tied up there and then it goes up here to here. This wire is from the Underglow underneath here. It's gonna come up. It is zip tied right here, so this should be fine. We can cut this actually really quick. We'll cut this and then all of this just goes around here and then it goes down here to this next one right there. Excess is looped around there. And that's gonna be it for this back wheel well. Now we can put the wheel well back on and then put the wheel back on. Fun fact, this is the boombox right here. We have this wire coming out from the Underglow on this side. So it's coming up here. It is kind of zip tied, the bunch of it right here. And then it's just being wired up through here, down here, till we get to this Underglow right here. Now we're just gonna put the wheel well back on this one and put the tire on.
Overall, this is a super easy install and it makes your car look so awesome, so great, so customizable. The only thing you need a lot of is patience and time. It won't take more than a day, that's for sure. And in reality, if you do it following these steps, it shouldn't take more than even half a day. It's really cool to see all the inner workings of the car. It's a fun project. I recommend you try it.
Pretty solid, dude.
Here we have our power grounded. This is from our 16-volt battery post. I'm going to tap the powered frunk back in a second. But this runs to the ghozt controller, which is wired with this wire going to here, going around here. Notice how it's going around the side away from everything, going down here, and then zip tied right here. From there, the two outputs of the ghozt controller are going here. There's a bunch of wiring that's hidden inside of here. And then from that, we have these two wires that go down, and these are going to be from the passenger and driver side to the actual lights that are underneath here. So the last thing to do is to install the front tub and then install the top lining part and then clean up.